Hey, hey, and we're back, part
Good day.
two.
Yeah, people, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry we've got a short deal today. Oh,
uh,
scheduling conflicts, what have you. And, I mean, and also sorry for the
it's
late uploads, but it's been a busy time. But
it is. It sucks, but
mm,
it's life. As you get busy, busy is good. Busy is growth. So
mm, sure
I'm
is.
I'm happy to hear that things is going well for you. Right, this is the video
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you.
Mm.
Hopefully you can see it now.
Yeah.
But
It's all
okay, yeah,
this.
it's AI video. And honestly, I was
Ah.
having this debate with my brother.
Mm,
For the 1% of AI videos that make me laugh, I
mm.
don't think it's worth the 99% of the damage it's doing.
No, of course.
That said,
Mm.
there's still some great videos out there.
Yeah.
I'm real Snake,
Have a look
and
at this.
today I smash you.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. And Rickman would be
Hey, Alan
rolling
Rickman.
in his proverbial right now. You lot.
Classic and new Harry Potters.
Who are you, like? That's who defeated the new one.
It's just good. It's just really well done. It's just made me laugh, and I thought it was really well done. It's having that extra characters in the background, the whole nine yards. Um, this is one of the
God
few
damn it.
things I think that AI really excels in. It's really good for crowdsourcing, and I think it's an amazing tool for like problem solving. It's able to find combinations of amino acids for medical development. It's able to scan and look through vast reams of video footage and data in order to
Wow.
find patterns. Grunt work. Grunt
Mm,
work is great. And stuff like
mm,
this for memes and whatnot, beautiful.
mm.
I'm going to date this video, but currently the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. And oh my God, Iran is just on point with their propaganda. They are memeing the hell out of Donald Trump using Lego videos.
I heard about it. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, as I
I
say,
think we'll see. Wait.
it is interesting because some people have said that they are resonating globally. These videos, Iran is releasing a whole slew of videos of Lego Trump um, just slandering him, just like outright slandering him. And it's working, one, because the American attacks on Iran have wiped out the senior leadership. So it's
Mm,
new people stepping into the roles, and they're far more culturally savvy. They're far more
mm,
relevant or resonating with what younger people are doing because they are younger people themselves. And secondly, after the second Trump regime, Trump presidency, just
mm.
gutted American Aid, which was an organization as difficult and as problematic as the organization was, it did fund a lot of international support, a lot of social programs and medical programs internationally. And Trump just gutted it, just got rid of it completely. So
Mm.
now other countries are more receptive to anti-American propaganda. And here is a country that's being attacked by America, offering up just on point propaganda using AI, and it's working. It's kind of working. There's the
That's
results
gonna blast
are
them too. You
yeah,
bastards.
and but AI is
Mm,
streamlining the process. They're using
mm,
AI really effectively to do something that would take time, but do
mm.
it quickly, which is
Right.
kind of what you want in a war zone. You need fast results, things change very quickly. So having these tools to be able to function faster, yeah, that's kind of the point of AI. It does the thing you want done quick.
Yeah,
I
including
don't
weaponry.
like it as a whole, as an
Mm, mm,
existential
mm.
threat, but I'm beginning to see a bit more of its utility.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When it comes to communication, as I think I've really given the good thing I've had chats with GPT myself, and which is essentially a chat in the mirror with a very big mirror that you can see a lot more of the world behind you. So to speak. It helped me to realize. Well, I came up upon this epiphany myself. We speak in headlines. Effectively, we speak in rhetoric. If you take every clause that we say, imagine it as a claim, like a headline, and we what we do is we say something for that effect, and everything that we're trying to say, we're effectively with every message. I think I mentioned last week, we're expressing, well, last time we spoke, we're effectively expressing satisfaction or dissatisfaction. And we're proposing out there as a claim. Do you agree or do you disagree? If you agree, you're satisfied. If you disagree, maybe you're not. Or depends. If disagreement brings satisfaction, then so be it. And we try to create confirmation bias with these devices and what have you. The AI is neutral because like I said, it's a mirror. Effectively, it's a very big one that you can see a lot of more of the world around you with. But at the end of the day, if we're going to do anything weaponish with it or destructive with it, it's us doing it ultimately. Even though you can say, "Oh, the AI is doing this thing for itself," it's really us who created the gear, the wind up toy, and I wound up in the first place.
Mm.
So what it comes down to is it won't be able to this limit, which is not going to this is how it's helping us to realize this utility is in us realizing that there comes a point, it's like the Matrix says, where your experience is what is the stopping point where its usefulness ends or starts. That is to say, if it gets to a point where it presents you a world that you disagree with, you can stop and say, I don't want to proceed this anymore. Even if you think, oh, it can overwhelm you, at the end of the day, if you reject it, or it's the difference between music and noise. You hear a bunch of sound, you think, oh wow, this is really great. All of a sudden you don't want to hear it anymore. Then you filter it out as being useful to you and it just becomes noise. But then you say to yourself, well, what if the whole place is full of noise? What do you do then? Well, of course you try to pull the plug. If you can't, then so be you drown. But if you can, you just look for that space where it isn't occupying and you try to communicate that way. So another simple example is like we said before, with OF, the original adult sign. As much as people would say, "Oh, adult entertainment is bad for you, what have you," is my thing. I think the good thing about OF in particular is that it's showing you, just like you always say, the newest technology comes to that industry, along with the game industry and the military, but it doesn't. But yeah. So what it goes to show you is that despite this new level of cartoons, which you always had of AI adult entertainment born through AI now, people are still going to want to see the real thing, which is what gives OF life. Because people want to know they're in touch with the real thing as much as possible. This is why when people in OF actually, through whatever risk it entails, put their personal information out there and say they're going to interact with people who are trying to contact them, people say, "Wow, a sign of life."
Mm.
Ultimately you make the real thing, but people crave for all the more precious when you flood the zone with a bunch of noise. As much as the noise may be what you some people may call it rock and roll, some people call it noise. And people may want to like the noise now and then, but there comes a point where you say, you know what, I had enough. I want to know myself. I want to experience the truth myself because experience what I looking for myself and verify or render it or audit it myself with my experience of it. So after a while, despite all this news of who's winning this and who's not winning that, one of you, it's going to come down to results and results that you personally verify. It could be the games industry, it could be the adult industry, it could be politics, whatever it is, be entertainment in movies. If you are not satisfied with the results, you're gonna start thinking, why? And if it's because I can't empathize on an experiential level, I can't verify this on an experiential level, you're gonna say, you know what? Let's just turn this off for now, and I'm gonna go to the theater and watch actors act humans, and I want to watch them eat burgers on the lunch break to know that they're really humans. Whatever it takes, we're just gonna keep looking for that experience that we
Mm.
know is something that we can verify ourselves. And when you realize that so and so is a tool, and the other stuff is what you determine through your experiences, you then can use it. Music, rock and roll becomes music, or heavy metal becomes music when you choose it. If you don't want to hear people screaming at you, then you're just going to turn it off. But if you say, "Hey, I want to hear the screams," then you go and choose it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole. That's where AI belongs, in my opinion. It belongs in the realm of choice, and with every statement we want to express, and everything we want to every piece of rhetoric we want to endorse or what have you, uh, we, we use it when the time calls for it. But when you answer a question no one asks, it's gone.
I think that's quite apt, actually. I think that's quite prescient because, you know, what was seen as counterculture or detrimental generations ago is now far more normalized because it's been given time. People who actively choose it at the beginning, yeah, they're in on it. But others who were less apprehensive, small exposures over time, just getting a taste here and there. I gotta say, one of the biggest shot in the arms, one of the biggest boosts to heavy metal, death metal, which is a medium that I'm familiar with. My brother
Mm,
was a professional death metal musician. He was like, no, he had albums. He released music. He was going to concerts and events. His band went to around Europe. Um, but it's not a medium that I'm very versed in. It's not something I like to listen to. I like metal, but
mm,
he went black, like he went down the rabbit hole. He was looking at the different variations, the subgenres of metal.
mm,
I'm like, no. Yeah, I know metal. I know a bit of death metal, a bit of glam metal, glam rock. That's about it. I dip my
mm,
toes in. I'm like, yeah, that feels good. And he's
mm.
diving, dive, going into. But that said, there are topics that I'm the same. Everyone's got something that
Mm,
they chose
mm,
and they fight for. And but when one of the biggest shot in the arms was Euro pop, was like a Euro song. Which is like, for those of you who don't know, it's popular across Europe and a few other countries. It's a massive music competition, and each country offers up a musical song, not a band, not an album, just a single song. And we get together once a year, and we all listen to the music, all listen to these pop songs, traditionally pop songs. But it has been a platform for some new genres. It's been a platform for different bands. Some household names got their start on the Euro song. And we've had more than one death metal or heavy metal band appear in Euros in the competition. And at first, people were like, whoa, this is way harder. But this was like the best of the country. This band beat other bands to be the national representation, like the national offering. So, yeah, it was harder than darker and heavier than people expected, but it was a really good track.
right.
It's hard to find a bad song in the competition because
Mm,
they get vetted. So here is a great version of it that's accessible to people, and it was great. It was very
mm,
popular, and that did kind of normalize a little bit of the music, which helped more people approach it. And we give it time. I think if
mm,
AI is given time to slowly roll out, introduce it in some elements, let people who are committed, let them use it, let other people, whoa, just like acknowledge it, and then gradually introduce it, integrate it slowly. We'd be far more palatable. We'd be far more in keeping. We would find the utility for it. We'd also see bit holes and problems before because we'd have a track record. We'd have a road map for it. One
mm,
of the things I really hate about AI is that it's being added en masse. Like in a couple of years, it's freaking everywhere. Copilot, I
mm,
have to actively uninstall Copilot on Windows. I mentioned that I recently did a factory reset on my computer. Wipe the thing clean. I'm having to redo all the settings, reinstall old apps. And yeah, when I did this, Copilot was everywhere. So I had to go in
mm.
the settings and uninstall the damn thing because I don't want it.
That's it. At the end of the day, you're right. And it comes and that feeling why we feel we need to is because we feel that our sense of autonomy is being compromised. We feel
Yeah,
like the
I didn't
choice
choose
is
it. I
like
didn't choose this damn thing. Why do I have it? Yeah, it's just
exactly, and
leave it alone.
it's
When I want it,
it,
I will go for it. I will choose it.
and this is it.
Yeah,
So what we have this feed in our social media or whatever, even YouTube, and what they do that they say the matrix, the problem is choice, trying to persuade people to choose, but after a while you get to a point where it's like what happened with the metaverse, which is like a bit of a ghost town in certain places. It's like people,
yeah.
I
Is
don't really
anyone
think they've
still
done
there?
well. Yeah, yeah, I
Only
don't
people
think
I
they've
think
done
who
well. Than
honestly, I think the only people who are in the metaverse work for the metaverse. They're there because they're being paid to be there.
exactly. So it's like I don't know, mate with these virtual entities and live there. You have to let it organically. I mean, Roblox. As I saw a documentary yesterday. Roblox was able to kind of organically build a bit of a grassroots interest in this, but it was a free market. People have to choose it. But when you're offering somebody something that compromises your sense of choice, ironically, it undoes its appeal, and that's it. So, I mean, this is it. I mean, I know, but I don't have a driver's license. People, it's one of the one of the saddest things about me. But I even though I'm sure by the time I can get a license or get onto a bloody course to get reacquainted, there'll probably be robot cars will be even more prevalent. No, I mean, I'm still going to get a driver's license. I want to be able to choose that whenever you feel that your choice is being your ability to choose your fate is being it's slipping away. You will
I
naturally resist,
yeah,
I feel.
I think that's one of the differentiating things that comes from political positions is
Mm,
progressives tend to be quite younger. They tend to be younger, more socially minded because their goal is to focus on the people and
mm,
to give people as many options as possible.
mm,
People who struggle, people who suffer, we empathize with that and we want to improve their standing.
yeah,
But conservatives, people who want things to be within their own control. They want things to not necessarily just to stay the same, but they want the choice to change rather than having the choice taken away from them. It's why states' rights, it's why
you got it.
personal liberty is so important. It's not that they don't know conservatives are like, oh, everything must stay the same, because I don't know a conservative alive who doesn't have a smartphone, who doesn't use the internet, who isn't watching the latest TV show. Of course they are. These are good
Mm,
things. But
mm,
they actively chose to
that is
engage
it.
with that.
You understand. You're very perceptive,
Yeah.
mate.
Whereas liberals are more like, well, the choice should be more communal, that we should make
Mm,
choices that benefit everybody, even if some people have a limited decision-making process. And
preach.
that's, yeah, I don't think either side is right. I think it is a personal decision. You have to decide, do you want to have control of the situation and then make the
Mm,
choices yourself, come what may? You've got own
mm,
personal responsibility. If it goes right, it's on your own head. Or do you want to kind of go with a consensus? Do you want to try and make sure everybody gets a cut of the pie, even if people don't get as much as they might warrant? Like, hey, if two people, one person works hard their whole life, they save up money, they pay taxes, and they have a nice life, and one person struggles and doesn't make much of themselves, do they both get equal share?
mm.
That's a difficult question, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a personal thing, but yeah, absolutely. The right to choose, the right to decide how much you opt in, especially if it's a limiting or it's a differentiating factor. Yeah, that's a
Mm.
reasonable thing to take, and it's certainly one that leans like politically.
Yeah, I think everyone's got that. That's like this in Harry Potter. Was it Severus said to Harry, didn't he? Everyone's got light and dark inside them. I mean, this is
Yeah, everyone's
yeah,
got
fully said.
variations.
Yes. Mm,
Nobody's one thing, and I think that's one thing that is an aspect of the modern world that frustrates me. Uh,
mm,
we all like to consider ourselves complete people,
mm,
three-dimensional,
mm,
layered, but because we have access to so many people, I mentioned before, we live in a new age. We have unfiltered information. We have everybody all at once talking. It's like social media. It's giving every single person a soapbox.
but
So it used to
constantly.
be there was you go to the marketplace and there'll be one or two people standing on a soapbox trying to talk to everybody. Now you walk to the marketplace and it's just a sea of guys and girls standing on soapboxes and everybody's screaming. Nobody's listening. Everybody's
Oh,
screaming. And I'm like, yo, I don't know who the hell to listen to.
Yeah,
I need,
oh my
yeah.
gosh. You remember the
Um,
Ricky Gervais joke? He said like you go on Twitter, what is it called Twitter? He said you go you go on Twitter and somebody's got a banner, oh sorry, something like a poster saying I'm offering guitar lessons. Somebody's saying, "What are you offering guitar lessons? I don't want any." It's like, I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
talking.
Why call me? Why call up and tell me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like this. It doesn't apply to you. It doesn't apply. Uh, but but
Yeah,
it's before, if it didn't apply to you, you wouldn't have seen it. You would have to actively go out of your way. When we were
good
younger, if
point.
I wanted guitar lessons, I would have to go out and find guitar lessons. I would make the
Yeah,
choice
good
and I
point.
would find the access. But now everything is in your face. So it's not a case of, oh, yeah, I'm giving guitar lessons. And a guy calls up and goes, I don't want them. He's saying, I don't want them. Why are you in my feed? Why am I
Exactly. They're complaining about
seeing
the
an
algorithm.
advert for lessons I didn't ask for?
Exactly. And this is what happens. We attack people as though we're trying to attack the Matrix, but we end up attacking the agents who are really just people. And it's like, you're under the Matrix. It's like, oh, hate the player, hate the game kind of thing. It's a, yeah, and I'm not even a player per se. I'm just a guy offering guitar lessons, so to
No, no,
speak.
absolutely. I completely understand that. And that's actually perfect segue to the final point I
Ah,
wanted to bring
yeah.
up. Recently, I mentioned before that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is my absolute number one. Number one. Like the bit like the IP ride or die, I will fight to the death for. But in my top five is also Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think that's a beautiful world. It's an
Yeah.
amazing story. Korra was a little bit lackluster, but that was not entirely their fault. They were kind of screwed over by the parent company. But as a world, I think that it's so rich and engaging and interesting. It's already established multiple generations, like different time periods. So you could jump around and do whatever you want. And the bending kind of magic system they've included is very rich and engaging because
Mm.
it's physically tied to movement. It's literally a combat system, but an extension of that combat. And I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Recently, a brand new movie set between Korra and Last Avatar was made, and it leaked. Not like, oh, we leaking that a movie is product. No, no, no. A complete product, like a finished movie in its entirety leaked. And there's been a lot of people talking about should you watch it? What does this mean? Can we? So people are taking up the position. We're going to watch this as defiance to Paramount because screw the parent company. They're not doing well. I'm not happy with the company, so I'm gonna pirate. I'm just gonna pirate this movie. It's available. It's free. I can get it. So screw you. Other people are saying, "Yo, I would have watched this at the cinema." But it's here now, so I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna knowing about it. And there are others, myself included, who are like, "Yo, I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it, but I sure as hell I'm gonna watch it on streaming when it comes out. When it comes out officially, I will pay for it." But because it's been leaked, it sounds like can't confirm, but it sounds like the Paramount are not going to do a theatrical release. And I would have gone to the cinema to watch this. I would have supported it if given a chance, but the leak has taken that chance from me. I want to support the animators, the IP. I want this IP to thrive. But let's be
Mm.
perfectly honest here. If a product is not selling and people are pirating the hell out of it, well, it's not profitable.
Mm, mm, mm.
So a company's going to drop it. And I don't want that. I want more from this IP. I want more films. I want more games. I want more TV shows. I want more books. I want more of this world. So I am going to put time and energy into supporting it officially through the correct channels to ensure that when Paramount are looking at profit loss, I'm in the profit. I am
Mm.
in the profit side, and I'm doing the only thing I can do to ensure more. And yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why there's a bit of a debate. It's like, yo, is pirating this thing gonna help or hurt? People are like, I'm gonna pirate it. Yeah, you were never gonna buy it. If you were never
Exactly.
gonna be, if you were never gonna be purchase this product, if you were never gonna sign up to Paramount Plus, the streaming service, if you were never gonna to the cinema, streaming it, yeah, stream it. What the fuck? Who cares?
Mhm.
It's the people who would have paid but now won't. And
Mm.
as you said before, it's not Paramount who suffers. Paramount are just going to be like, yo, profit loss, we'll just take the loss. It's the animators. It's the writers, it's the directors, it's the people who worked for years to produce a whole movie set in this universe to give us more of this universe. They're going to suffer because
Yeah.
the opportunity to make more has been taken. They're not they won't be able to make more because people pirated it, and I don't I don't want
Listen,
that.
it's interesting you mentioned it. This is it. We look at almost from the macro to the micro in terms of the industries, what's that, the technology, the era that we're in at the moment, or what's the age, that uh that has a certain perspective on how value is determined. Is it for the great? Is it for the good of the age, the industry, the individual, the company, what have you? And none of these perspectives tell the whole picture. You know, I think that's what gives us the free market's freedom is that one way or another, the value that we ascribe to things is in the experience that it's to say maybe we sometimes the audience actually values the furtherment of AI itself. Maybe the audience values the betterment of camera. When it comes to this IP in particular, they have to position themselves in a way that aligns with what the audience wants. So it's a very funny thing in that we've been there. You probably be putting, I mean, I've been there with my YouTube thumbnails already. So you're trying to position your work of art into a way that resonates best with the audience, and sometimes you can't put your finger on it. But at the same time, you have to do what works for you. And so I have to kind of say to myself, I'm not going to do AI today. I'm just going to just do a classic thumbnail, a screenshot of what we got, and just let the market decide. And I can't kill myself over this thing. Um, we 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 have our own ways of justifying what we do in a way that again it doesn't tell the whole picture, but it makes sense to us. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is when it comes to the Avatar IP, yeah, when it comes to what they've done in terms of trying to preserve themselves in the marketplace, maybe the maybe they're saying to themselves there's more we could have done or what we can do, or you know what we could sell out, so to speak, or we can get kind of backing to help us combat this monopolized market space, just to make sure we get out there. But at the end of the day, the audience wants to really connect with it. You can't sometimes you could put it you can repackage we could repackage the products in a way that almost guarantees that they'll have success. Everybody's look, advertise it, advertise it. Everybody, I can't help but see this thing. It's just a social experience. It's a cultural moment. I got to be in this like Mario movies. But other people, when my Mario movie comes up, I may watch it at a different time as Game of Damn. So maybe we'll do different
Straight
review
off
at
the
the same
bat,
time.
I
Oh my
haven't
God,
watched it yet. I haven't watched it
me too.
online.
I'm staying
I
away from it.
want
I'm
to
just
support it because
yeah,
I want more of it. So I'm
and
gonna
that is it.
wait. I'm gonna watch it at the cinema. And once I've watched it at the cinema and I've bought in the special popcorn bucket and I've I've tweeted or whatever I've done, just talked
Mm.
about it on social media, then I'm gonna go home and pirate the shit out of it. But I'm gonna
Dude,
pay.
that
I'm
is
gonna
it.
pay
Yeah,
first. I'm gonna
that is
pay.
it.
I'm gonna buy the damn thing before I start watching it
Yeah,
again and again on Piracy, so I can kind of do a retrospective. I'm gonna do like a review of
exactly.
it.
That is it.
But
Yeah,
I
and
want to
that's
support
it.
it.
Yeah, that's it. So, when the product is tailored to what the audience wants, they'll get the best of both. Like what I was saying about OF and AI, whatever you. It's when you're dealing with audience that will happily pay for the experience just because it's such a moment. This is a moment that they want to enjoy. The people who care for it outside Los Angeles, the diehard people would go to the would pay to help the company keep making more of the stuff. But when the company ties into their lives to the point where they're saying, I know what you want. I know you want this to be a social moment. Tell your friends. I'll make a viral marketing campaign online and get everybody who's interested to tell their friends and family to come and check it out. Then they'll pay for it anyway, and they'll pirate it. So you get
Yeah,
that's the thing. So what yeah, it comes down to getting in tune with the heart of the free market, and ultimately it's just the way business always works. So I can't even blame one aspect of the whole rigmarole right here of being the culprit that has caused this whole thing to turn out the way it has. But there is
no.
in business you got to face the challenges right as they come
It
and
needs to make a profit. It needs to make a profit. It costs money to
mm,
make it. If it doesn't make a profit, then it's hard to keep it around. And that's what's sad. It's that there are some amazing IPs out there. There are some
Mm.
amazing stories, worlds, characters that honestly I am excited to be engaging with. I'm excited to watch, to read, to play. I want to connect with these characters, with these worlds, these stories. But either through mismanagement or bad actors, too many of them they lose their shout. They get
Mm.
hampered. Their stuff gets leaked. It's not profitable, and Ninja Turtles is always going to be a thing. There are
Yeah,
enough
it's too
Ninja
big.
Turtles. It's so big that it can't fail. Now there are
Mm.
enough versions of Ninja Turtles that even if one fails, we can just go back to an older one, and then it's still profitable. Batman, it's a freaking juggernaut. He's the number one superhero. He's got movies, games, cartoons, books. The merchandising rights alone could make you wildly rich. So if there is a bad Batman, like there has been in a couple of years, in the last couple of years, there's been a couple of versions that I didn't like. I'm usually a diehard Batman guy, and I've watched most everything Batman, but I missed a few of them. I was like, yeah, it's it for me. But it
That's
never
it.
stopped me from liking the character, and it never stopped me from enjoying other IPs. But a smaller IP like Avatar, as popular it is, there's only so much of it, and what's
Yeah,
come out has not, some of it hasn't been great. So
yeah,
when
that's it,
something
man.
good comes out and it's undercut, or when companies make corporate decisions that counteract like what the fans are interested in. They aren't selling the product that people want. It's frustrating as the fan because you're like, hey, I want more of this, but what you're offering,
Exactly.
yeah, I
It's
wanted
just
a cookie, man. Don't give me hard tack. Don't give me like a water biscuit and call it a cookie. It
uh,
just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
I all the wish them the best, and I love it. But the same, I mean, my mother's a even bigger fan than me, but we'll see. Well, one thing that helps is word of mouth. If the piece is so
Yeah,
great,
people talking about it, people spreading it out.
mm,
Yeah, I'm gonna say I've seen some fantastic things because someone else put me onto it. Like I just
mm,
did not know how good it was.
I
I didn't hear about it until bam, it was a thing. Like I overheard someone a couple weeks ago talking about a new book, or at least a new show based upon a fairly new book called Mao. It's an anime. So I immediately went online, looked it up. It's this new anime coming out, and it's by my favorite mangaka. I didn't even know she was making a new book. And they're like, "Oh yeah, this book it's good, but it's just like some of our old stuff." I like her own stuff. Yes, please. I'm down for more of the same. Just more, please. Yo, I'm
mm,
down. So immediately I went out. I started watching this show, and then I went out and tried. I bought a copy of the new book because
yeah,
yeah, I heard about it through someone else who's just a random stranger. I didn't see it on the news. I didn't on
it
my
happens.
feed. It was just like, yo, one of my favorite authors produced a thing, and I didn't even know about it.
It's like, oh man,
Damn.
what are we gonna do, game? There's like so many great things flying under the radar, and what can we do?
Yeah.
I mean, we
I,
on the
tell you,
channel we'll talk about it
we,
here.
we could talk about this. Yeah, one thing that reviewer that I quite like does is that every week or every 2 weeks when they do a video, he goes, "Yo,
Mhm.
here's a quick spotlight of a thing that I liked." It's either um it's yeah, it's either like a song or a book or a movie, just something that caught his attention. And it's like, yo,
Mhm.
here's my video, here's a fun thing. Oh, and by the way, my spotlight is boom, this. It's really good, it's in keeping, and yeah, you should give it a shot. We could do something
There you
like
go.
that. In fact, would you be interested in us like throwing up a spotlight once a
Let us know,
week?
people.
Just going,
Yeah.
yo, this is a thing that we're doing now. Here's a game that caught my eye, or here's a song dropped
Mm.
by an artist you might not have heard of. Yo,
Mm.
here's an app that really helped me. I'm really enjoying, or
Yeah.
or even a warning. Yo, avoid this, or at
There
least
you
just
go.
yo check it out.
I think. Oh, give me that. I'm so sorry. I got that. I got an appointment. People, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
let's do two parts today, but I got to run to meet a certain
No,
individual
no, no.
at 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, we've run a little bit long. With that,
Yeah,
yeah. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate you watching our videos. We like being here chatting about this stuff. Give us your
pressing.
thoughts, and if you'd like to hear what we're talking about or hear what we're looking at, let us know.
Let us know. Peace, people. Have a good one.